first part.
Who is a new teacher? Yes.
The new teacher is generally the teacher who teaches.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Think about the what? The current reality. Are we together? When you are trying to make or to construct your objectives.
Good.
Okay, can you find a place a bit?
Thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
How's the student?
The students are in a good condition,
Yeah.
but there are some ones.
Through grow model of coaching, I can really uproot, differentiate, and find the best way to coach by exploring or setting the goal for the one to coach.
Before I attended these trainings, I was not good in coaching and mentoring. Then also, I didn't know if coaching is necessary and also mentoring.
Gain it, the knowledge, the skills of how I can give support to that coachee when he or she come to me asking some help.
Samina mina sankarewa, akani sankarewa.
Sankarewa, samina mina sankarewa.
Good.
Okay, can you find a place a bit?
Thank you.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
How's the student?
The students are in a good condition,
Yeah.
but there are some ones who do not behave like it must be. It's the same.
Yes.
The reason why you see me here, I have a discipline test, which must be handled by your support. Yeah.
You have a discipline case from which you want to find additional support. How is the session? What is the challenge?
Now I have a runner who do not want to come area the classroom. Always he come late. Now if I asked him why he come late every day, sometimes he tells me nothing to do. It's okay, say like I am, nothing to change.
Who is the student?
It's Peter.
Peter, okay.
Yeah.
In which class?
Senior 2.
He's behaving badly in this school.
Yes.
How have you ever discussed with him about that behavior?
Yes, I tried to discuss with him in the classroom. Trying to ask him the reason why he comes late every day. Sometimes he told me that he has own business he do every morning, and because of the situation of dropouts, I let him be in the classroom.
You are discussing with him in the classroom.
Yes.
You never took any time to discuss in the prayer, you with him.
No, I did
Only
not
you are discussing with him in the classroom.
in the whole class. And is the reason why I think it can have a negative impact for the whole class. Yeah.
From when does that behavior started?
It is about the beginning of this term. I tried to see him that he will change his behavior, but the situation remains the same. Yeah.
Do you think the situation started this term, the first term?
In the beginning of the third term, yeah.
Do you think there are other colleagues, other peers which are influencing him to behave in such a manner?
Yes, they have. It has a peer from the same region, and from this peer they have some ones of them have bad behavior, others don't have.
Do you think some of the peer behave well and they are passing good, but some are behaving badly, they have a discipline case? What do you think if you try to share, to discuss with those ones which are behaving well, so that they can suggest, they can be the good companion to him, to eradicate or to remove that such behavior? Have you ever tried to discuss with some of them which are behaving good?
I did not try to discuss with these learners who have good behavior, but I think if such kind of activity or means is used, they can try to change the behavior of Peter from the lessons of the good behavior of the members of their peer.
Right. Do you ever discuss with their parent? Peter, I think is a Peter from somewhere else. Do you know his parent? The parent of Peter, do you know them? Have you ever tried to discuss or disclose or tell them how Peter is changing his behavior nowadays? Or you don't know their parent?
I don't know the parents. I don't really know the identification, the names of his parents, but I did not contact the parents and discuss about the behavior of their child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you think if you address the child, the behavior of Peter, with the learners, the peers which are behaving good? What do you think if you share with them how they can change their behavior?
Thank you. I think if I try this, the situation can change. The peer can change positively the behavior of our learner. I think I will try to converse with them and try to find out the solution of such kind of behavior.
Then, so what do you think? You told me that you don't know their parent. What do you think if you know the parent of Peter and try to address some misbehavior of Peter? What do you think if you discuss with the parent or address the case of discipline of Peter on their parent? Knowing their parent and try to share the behavior of Peter nowadays.
Thank you. As a teaching learning process has taught us like parents, I think contacting the parents of Peter and discussing about its behavior, we can find out the reason why he behaves in such a way. I think the solution can be found between the the conversation and the contact.
You are the class teacher of Peter. Is only your class with misbehaving, which misbehaving, or there are other classes which are behaving good? You are the class teacher of Peter and you are teaching him biology, maybe, I think. If Peter is misbehaving in only your subject or in your classroom tutorial only?
Thank you. I did not contact the other teachers asking them how Peter behaves in their subject. I saw this case in my own subject, and I did not find time for discussing with my colleagues about the behavior of our learners. Yeah.
What do you think if we share with teachers, other teacher subject, what do you think if we share with them how Peter is changing behavior nowadays? I see, remember that Peter was performing well in term 1, term 2. And what do you think if, but nowadays he's changing. What do you think if we share with other subject, other teachers which teaching him, what do you think if we share with them the behavior, the challenge you are facing from Peter?
I think contacting my colleagues about the behavior of Peter in different subjects, maybe I can find out if it is only in my subject or if it is in other subjects. Then, comparison of the opinions of my colleagues, we can share and try to find out the solutions together. Yeah.
Do you think there are other alternatives you can use to approach Peter so that you can correct him positively and come back on the good behavior? Do you think there are other alternatives to support him?
Thank you. I think we can give him some punishment, but I am afraid that it can cause a dropout. We can also ask him to go and bring his family at school and have a conversation, and then have the final decision about the behavior of our learner.
Right. You thought about dropout. Do you think punishment, like, you do not prefer punishment, do you think punishment can keep with Peter in the classroom, or it can be a good way of his dropping out? Do you think punishment can support him in becoming a good student, or can be a way of dropping out? What do you think about?
It is a bit challenging. Let's change this. To give such kind of punishment can encourage him to drop out. This can encourage him to leave the classrooms. Yeah.
Yes, quickly, you said punishment, there are some good behavior of students. Do you think invoking or welcoming their parent to come to school and discuss about the behavior of Peter, you suggest punishment to punish him and drop out the case? You are thinking about the peers, students which are behaving that can support him, even teachers which are teaching him. Can you find the best method from which can start and support him instead of having all those measures? which one do you think is the best to support him, from which can start and support him so that you cannot go even beyond the school? What major do you think in this room, in his class, can favor him to be a good student nowadays?
Okay, I can proceed in this way. Let me at the first time have a conversation with Peter and use his colleagues of the same pair. Then, after finding the results of this conversation, I come to see you, tell you the results, the changes that I see in my class, and especially about the behavior of Peter.
You find the peers and discussing with Peter and sharing with the good students which are behaving well can be supportive to Peter. When exactly do you think you can start this task? Can you start next year, or you can start by now? When you will start sharing or conversing with Peter? When will you invoking the peer, good students to help him? Do you think when can you start?
This conversation is going to be done by tomorrow. By tomorrow, I'm going to start this process, and I think about 2 weeks I return telling you that there is a change about the behavior of Peter. Yeah.
Thank you, Celeste. It is our task to help students, and thank you for finding your supportive solution. Hoping within those 2 weeks we're coming and talk about the progress of Peter in web behaving. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. See you next week.
In addition to Celeste, you can contact your learners, Peter. They create a conversation with Peter, parents, and or peers of Peter to handling the problem of this.
What?
Contact the Peter.
Yeah.
Contact the parents and the peers of Peter to handle the problem of Peter.
Okay. Thank you for your support. I try all possible measures in order to keep our learners in good conditions of learning, and it will help us. It will help me in teaching, in my teaching activity. Yeah.
How do you have new teachers in the center? What do you do? Something special you do for the new teachers in Barido in the department. Discuss when you buy it.
Shutterstock Music.
And what I'm going to do in my department is to coach my fellow or my colleagues in our subject in science teacher, the science teachers, to coach them, and also when I find time I can join my leaders, deputy teacher in charge of studies, so that we can prepare, plan a CPD or a mentoring program, so that we can help our teachers and also to induce the new teachers in our learning environmental institution. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Next, who has not talked to me before?
Thank you so much. In 2 days, me too, I have learned many things about coaching and mentoring. And before learn this, I have a fear for
a program so that can help our teachers and also to induce the new teachers in our learning environmental institution. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Next, who has not talked to me before?
Thank you so much. In 2 days, me too, I have learned many things about coaching and mentoring. I'm going to help my neighbors to coach.
In your department.
Yes, the teacher in my department. I coach them, and when it is possible, we can do mentoring by asking our leaders to join the teachers on other schools, either in the sector, to explore the problem we have in our subject such that will be solved by doing mentoring.
During coaching, we can face four kinds of people, or 4 kinds of teachers. About the competencies, we can have inconscious, incompetent teacher, and we can face conscious, incompetent teacher, and there is also a conscious, competent teacher, and we have seen also conscious, competent teacher. So in my career of teaching, I will try my best in order to help someone to live from inconscious and conscious and competent teacher, and help them being conscious, competent teacher, or maybe being inconscious, competent teacher.
They know what they should do for the new teachers. Those who didn't have skills to coach the teachers in the departments, now you have the skills. You don't have fear again to approach your teachers because you know what to do and how to approach, to help them handle the professional challenges. Thank you so much for today. Maybe the last warm up, the last Sankarewa, you need to go behind the tank there, and then. Come back. Can you help us?
Samina mina oh, samina mina sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa. Kuzani sankarewa, kuzani sankarewa, sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa.
Ahani sankarewa, ahani sankarewa,
sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa.
nuni sankarewa,
Oya sankarewa.
samina mina samina mina sankarewa, ahani sankarewa,
Sankarewa.
samina mina samina mina sankarewa, ahani sankarewa,
Sankarewa.
samina mina samina mina sankarewa, ahani sankarewa,
Sankarewa. Samina mina
samina mina sankarewa, ahani sankarewa,
sankarewa. Samina mina
samina mina sankarewa, mimi ni sankarewa,
sankarewa. Samina mina
samina mina sankarewa,
Otsindwa ni sankarewa.
samina mina samina mina sankarewa, Saka ni Sankarewa.
Sankarewa, Samina Mina, Samina Mina, Sankarewa.
Inyuma ni Sankarewa.
Sankarewa, Samina Mina, Samina Mina, Sankarewa.
Gutsindwa ni Sankarewa.
Through grow model of coaching, I can really uproot, differentiate, and find the best way to coach by exploring or setting the goal for the one to coach, knowing the reality, what is the question, what is the providing resources, in which way, and clarify the best options to attribute to the one the coachee, so that he or herself can find the best way to solve any challenge in a situation, and allow him to take the will actively to proceed and solve the challenge. So coaching, not only at school, even in our life, we need the coaching process, we need the mentoring process, so that knowledge can be uprooted on skills. We can learn from that. We can even change the behavior because skills are being learned. So coaching, being a coacher, being a coachee, I need something to upgrade. But also there's what I have that I can contribute to others. So this program was very wonderful and necessary, not only to me, but in the whole group, even the country.
During this training about mentoring and coaching, I have gained a lot. I have gained the knowledge, the skills of how I can support, I can give support to that coachee when he or she come to me asking some help. We have learned the model that I can use in order to help that person, the model which is called the grow model. To see if a coachee has a goal, and after knowing that he or she has a goal, I have gained that I can see the reality, ask some questions to know the reality. After knowing the reality, I have gained the knowledge, the skills of knowing how I can help him to know the resources, human resources, material resources, and then I can help a coach to obtain, to gain, to know different options. Among the options, a coach on him or herself, he can choose or decide to implement one of the options. Firstly, in my previous knowledge, I didn't know how I can help my colleague, but now I know how I can coach, how I can give support to my colleague.
What is the difference between mentoring and the coaching?
Yes, as we learn today, coaching is about helping or supporting your colleague through conversation. Through conversation, and you help him to find the solution on him or herself, to find the solution of the problems he or she has on herself. But mentoring is about helping or supporting the less experienced teacher to know more about how he can conduct his teaching process. And that mentoring is done by an experienced teacher helping less experienced. School subject readers we learned mentoring in order to help our teachers on how they can help the students. Thank you very much.
Before I attended these trainings, I was not good in coaching and mentoring. Then also, I didn't know if coaching is necessary and also mentoring.
Oh.
But now, I know that is necessary to coach teachers, and also I know that I need coaching in some concept, in some domains. Yes.
They know what they should do for the new teachers. Those who didn't have skills to coach the teachers in the departments, now you have the skills. You don't have fear again to approach your teachers because you know what to do and how to approach to help them handle the professional challenges. Thank you so much for today. Maybe the last warm up, the last sankarewa, you need to go behind the tank there and then. Come back. Can you help us?
Samina mina oh, samina mina sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa. Kuzani sankarewa, kuzani sankarewa. Sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa.
Ahani sankarewa, ahani sankarewa.
Sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa.
Banu ni sankarewa.
Oya sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa.
Ah, ni sankarewa. Ah, ni sankarewa. Ah, ni sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa. Ah, kani sankarewa. Ah, kani sankarewa. Ah, ni sankarewa. Samina mina samina mina sankarewa. Ah, kani sankarewa. Ah, kani sankarewa. Ah, kani sankarewa.
Right hand on your left ear, your left hand on your right ear. Okay? Then you are going to change. Up! 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 Wave to me again. Once more. Once more.